This is going to be a history of the Dahomey Amazon woman, a story. The Dahomey Amazons are celebrated on this date in 1625, also called the Mino or the Minion, our mothers. They were a fine all-female military regiment of the Kingdom of Dahomey. Western observers and historians named them due to their similarity to the mythical Amazons of the ancient Anatolia in the Black Sea. King Hu-Badija, the third king of Dahomey, is said to have originally started the group which would become the Amazons as a corps of elephant hunters called the Gibeto. European merchants recorded their presence. According to tradition, the king's son, King Agaja, successfully used them in Dahomey's defeat of the neighboring kingdom of Savi in 1727. The group, referenced as Mino, meaning our mothers, came from the male army of Dahomey. From the time of King Gahezo, Dahomey became incredibly warmongering. He placed great importance on the army, increasing its budget and formalizing its structure from a ceremonial to a stern military gazo. Recruited both men and women soldiers from foreign captives, though women soldiers were also recruited from free Dahomey women. Some enrolled as young as 8 years old. Some women in fine society became soldiers voluntarily, while others were involuntarily enrolled if their husbands or fathers complained to the king about their behavior. Membership among the Mino was supposed to hone any aggressive character traits for war. During their membership, they were not allowed to have children or be part of married life, though they were legally married to the king. Many of them were virgins. The regiment had a semi-sacred status intertwined with fond belief in Vadon. The Mino trained with intense physical exercise. They learned survival skills and indifference to pain and death, storming Archaea, thorn defense and military exercises, and executing prisoners. Discipline with empathize. Serving in the Mino offered women the opportunity to rise to positions of command and influence. And in an environment structured for individuals' empowerment, the Mino were also wealthy and held high status. The Mino took a prominent role in the Grand Council, debating the kingdom's policy from the 1840s to the 1870s. When the opposing party collapsed, they generally supported peace with Abicoto and stronger commercial relations with England, favoring the trade in palm of oil above that in slaves. This set them at odds with their male military colonies. Apart from the council, the annual custom of the Dahomey included a parade and review of the troops, and the troops swore an oath to the king. The celebrations on the 27th day of the annual customs consisted of a mock battle in which the Amazons attacked a fort and captured the slaves within, a custom recorded by the priest Francesco Barrero in his diaries. The women soldiers were rightfully trained and given uniforms by the mid-19th century. They numbered 1,000 and 6,000 women, about a third of the entire Dahomey army. According to reports written by visitors, these document reports also indicated that the women soldiers suffered several defeats. The women soldiers were said to be structured in parallel with the army with a center wing. The king's bodyguards flanked on both sides and each under separate commanders. Some accounts note that each male soldier had a female warrior counterpart. In mid-19th century account by an English observer, it was documented that the woman with 3 stripes of whitewash around each leg were honored with marks of distinction. The women's army consisted of many regiments: hunters, riflewomen, reapers, archers, and gunners. Each regiment had different uniforms, weapons, and gunners. Each Each regiment had different types of uniforms, weapons, and commanders. In the latter period, the Dahomey females warriors were armed with Winchester rifles, clubs, and knives. Units were under the female command. The Dahomey kingdom was often at war with its neighbors, and captors were needed for the Middle Passage. The Dahomey women soldiers fought in slave raids, as referenced in the Zora Neale Hurston non-fiction work Barukun, and unsuccessful wars against Abikuda. European intrusion into the West Africa gained pace during the later half of the 19th century with the 1884 Berlin Conference. In 1890, King Bahazan started fighting French forces during the First Francisco-Dahomey War. European observers noted that the women handled admirably in hand-to-hand combat, but fired their flintlocks from the hip rather than firing from the shoulders. The Amazons participated in one major battle, the Cotonou, where the thousands of Dahomey, including many Amazons, charged the French lines and engaged the defenders in hand-to-hand combat. Despite the compliments given to them by the Europeans, the Amazons were decisively crushed, with several hundred Dahomey troops being gunned down at the same time. Reportedly, 129 Dahomey were killed in melee combat with the French lines. By the end of the Second Franco Dahomey War, special units of the Amazons were being assigned specifically to target French officers. After several battles, the French prevailed and ended the independent Dahomey kingdom. French soldiers, particularly of the French Foreign Legion, were impressed by the boldness of the Amazons and later wrote about their incredible courage and audacity in combat against a military unit with decidedly superior weaponry and a longer bayonet. However, the Dahomey Amazons could not prevail during a battle with French soldiers at Edgon on October 6th. During the Second War, the bulk of the Amazon corps was wiped out in a matter of hours hand-to-hand combat after the French engaged them with a bayonet charge. The troops were disbanded when the kingdom became a French protectorate. Oral tradition states that some surviving Amazons secretly remained in Dahomey afterwards, where they quietly assassinate some French officers. Other stories say the women pledged their service to protect Ogoli Obo, the brother of Bahazan, disguising themselves as his wives to guard him. Some of the women married and had children, while others remained single. According to a historian who traced the lives of almost 24 ex-Amazons, although all the women displayed difficulties adjusting to life as retired warriors, often struggled to find new roles in their communities that gave them a sense of pride comparable to their former lives. Many tended to start fights or arguments that frightened their neighbors and relatives. Between 1934 and 1942, British travelers in Benin's capital, the capital of Dahomey, recorded encounters with ex-Amazons. Now, old women spun cotton or idle around country yards. An unknown number of women are said to have trained with the members of the Dahomey Amazons after they were disbanded, continuing the tradition yet never seen in combat. Around 2019, actress Lupina, that's about it. So the Dahomey woman, aka the Black Amazons, mind you, they're not the first Amazons. The very first Amazons in human history will be the Greek Amazons. That was, that's going to be a video for another time, but they was the original Amazons. That's where feminism comes from. They were, your favorite superhero, Wonder Woman, is an Amazon. An island full of women. No men. I'm going to make a whole video about that sometime next week. But the whole point of me showing you this is, you got to understand that history will repeat itself, right? And we are in a time where it's going to be another rise of Amazons again, and that's where feminism comes in. So a lot of this he ain't shit or go get your bag, bad bitch mentality. I don't need no man. Now that's going on right now to this day. It's a gender war. We got man and female going against each other, right? They are trying to divide us a lot. And we got the other ones where we got the trained people, and they want to operate as a female while they are born as, as a male or a female. So you got to understand that everything that's happening right now is a whole agenda. Obviously, it's a very, very, very bad thing especially for the black community, is because they tried everything in their power to get rid of us. They tried killing us with prostate cancer, hysterical cancer, pollen cancer. They tried killing us with the food, pork, turkey, chicken, ham, or the nutrients and diets. They tried killing us in the abortion clinics that they place in the black neighborhoods. They tried killing us with the police genocide and the mass genocide. They tried to get rid of us in the mass incarnations of the of the jail system. They're trying to get rid of us. They tried doing it with the COVID vaccine. So you got to understand that the next weaponized of them getting rid of us is it's really the LGBTQ, and as you know, when you turn your TV on or you go on YouTube or anything, when you see the LGBTQ, how it was Black Lives Matter, then it transitioned to the LGBTQ, and when you look at it and you see that like majority of the members of the LGBTQ is all black people. The leaders of the LGBTQ and Black Lives Matter is black people. So you got to understand that Europeans hijacked those two political movements so they can infiltrate it and attack the black community. So how is it to stop black people from rising up? How is it to make us go damn near extinct? What they got to do is they got to lower our population down even more. They want to have more population control, because the less of us, the more control you have over us. So by doing that, they want to make everyone that's black homosexual, right? And instead of being heterosexual, we want to be homosexual. And because of that, we're not going to reproduce as much, and we're going to be more on the verge of extinction, like how white people are. Europeans are at the verge of extinction. By 2040 and 2050, they're gonna be the minorities in America, in the world. It's only gonna be 7 to 6% of them in the world by 2040, 2050. You can look this up. This is facts. And you gotta understand that Europeans are a dying race. So when we talk about stuff like this, it's very sensitive, because a lot of black people get very sensitive about topics when it comes down to transition or LGBTQ and stuff like that. And you gotta understand, as a black man, I'm a very big on history, and I'm big on my ancestors, because I support the ideology and the philosophy of what they believed in, what they worshipped, and what they practiced on those times. I was never the one to ever think being homosexual or trans or any way in the community is a accepted thing. Because you gotta understand one thing, a lot of people call me homophobic or transphobic or whatever, right? If you're black and you're gay or homophobic or whatever, or LGBTQ or whatever, you gotta understand that our ancestors didn't practice this. So if I'm homophobic and I'm transphobic, our ancestors are homophobic and transphobic, because they didn't believe in man on man. They didn't believe a man transitioned to a woman. Our ancestors didn't believe that. You can look through history of the black history, our melanated African history. You get what I'm saying? Because I'm Pan-African. I'm melanated. I got the genes of a god. We are descendants of gods. Melanated children, the original beings on this planet are black people. So when you do your research and you educate yourself and you understand more of this whole thing that's going on right into this day, it's an agenda. When you see why why we have cancel culture and why we have sensitivity talks and stuff, is because they want us to shut up. This is another form of conspiracy theory, where conspiracy theories, when they run their mouth and be like the government is in cahoots and this and that and the CIA and like all that such, and they come over and they hush you up, they either will kill you or make you look like a or like, you know, make the media attack you. So it's the same thing with the LGBTQ and the homosexuals and shit, because you got to understand that everything is an agenda, and the main reason why they are doing this is really to attack the black population. And you got to understand when you gotta understand when you put in hold on, give me a second. Give me 1 second, y'all. 1 second. I'm gonna get right back to it. Give me 1 second. Okay. Where you at? Change this out. We're gonna get back into it, y'all. Just give me a second. Just gotta change some stuff real quick. Change some stuff real quick. But going back on, like, you know, like I said, was the LGBTQ is an attack on the black population. All right, you got to understand that this is an agenda. It's nothing more of just to depopulate the black community. Why is everybody in the LGBTQ is black? That's homosexual. Now, yeah, there's whites and Asians and Koreans and stuff like that, right? We have stuff like that. But what I'm trying to say is why is it that when we look at the LGBTQ, we really see a lot of black people the most. And mind you, there's more Europeans in America than black people. There's only 40-something million black people in America, and it's like what, 90 million, something around 90 million white people in America. So we gotta understand the whole agenda, the whole agenda behind it. The whole agenda behind it is really to emasculate the black man and to give females more masculinity. So that's where we gonna get stuff like the Amazons, the original Amazons, like the original Amazons is the Greeks, and I'm gonna make a whole video about this, and we will. This is what we're going through to this day. We're not in ancient times no more, but history tends to repeat itself, and we're gonna go through this again, where the Amazons was in war with men. They was going to war. Yeah, they was going to war with men. Obviously not black people, you know, obviously, because we love our women, our black women. Men love our black women, and the black women love our black women. You know, so the black king and black queen, they love each other. But during the European times, you have the Greeks, you know, and which is the Amazons are a part of. You know, you have. I don't know why they even call it mythology. Really, it's not even a myth. This is actually history. You know, so you got Greeks, which is the woman that was feminist. That's where feminism comes from the Greek Amazon females from Greeks, right? They will attack men, kill the men. First, they will capture the men. They will rape them and bear their kids, right? This is how they numbers stay intact. They will capture a group of men. All like I say thousands of females will have sex with like hundreds. Not, I won't even say hundreds. Probably like a few, like shit, like around 30. Because mind you, one man could get 1,000 females pregnant. All you gotta do is wait in line. It's like going to McDonald's, like a drive-through. One man is the cashier, right? Like, can I take your order? And the females are the drivers going in. So they all getting pregnant by this one man. Honestly, that's honestly all you need is one man to get like 1,000 females pregnant, right? So what you gotta understand is that they did that, and if the women, the Amazon women, which is the Greeks, when they get pregnant and they have a girl, they keep the girl. If they have a boy, they would kill the newborn baby boy. So they would throw the newborn baby boy into the wilderness or like into the river, stuff like that. So look, Amazon Greeks, what did the woman do to male babies? I'm gonna tell y'all this. Then killers and protection ritual mothers would keep their female offspring and then train them as warriors and send off their male infants. They will send them off and they will keep. Listen, this is gonna be a fantastic video to make. Okay, I'm just getting a little. This is like a little trailer, like a little preview what I'm showing you right now. Whole point is, do your research. If you're a black man or a black woman, do your research, because you know who funded Black Lives Matter, and you know who funds Black Lives Matter. China did, right? Fuck, I spelled that shit wrong. Wait, let me see where to find that. Founders are all black, and by the way, all the founders of Black Lives Matter are all they are all lesbians or whatever the fuck y'all want to call it. All right. How we got from Black Lives Matter, which is a hijack once again from the Europeans, which we got funded by. We're funded by a white man. Black Lives Matter is not. No, the white man controls Black Lives Matter. This is like a very, very a very good topic to talk about when it comes to feminism, but that's for another video as well. I'm gonna do these videos separately, but all I'm saying is, do your research. Stop believing everything on the media. Do your research, people. All right, and that's what I'm here for. I'm gonna make tons of videos about stuff like this because it's time to wake my black community up. It's time to get down and get time to drain the swamp, because you gotta understand that we are the only race that is being attacked till this day for thousands of years. We are always gonna be attacked. We have no fucking allies. Black people, if you are listening, we have no allies. Our only allies that we have is our own selves, our peoples. Melanated people is our only allies. We have no allies. Not the Koreans, not the Chinese, not the Europeans, not the ice people, not the Hispanics. We have no fucking allies. This is a time we are literally in time right now to come together as a group. We need to go back to our original ways, what our ancestors practiced, what our ancestors did. And why you think that what they did, the Europeans had a problem with it? Tell me this: why did the Egyptians, aka the Kemets, why did the Moors, aka the Malis and the Zulus, and why you think they all was not how it is now? Why you think they all wasn't on some homosexual or about interracial and shit? Why you think they was really about sticking together? Europeans seen that, and they seen how powerful and how united we are together. It's the black man, the black woman, and they came, and the only way to make us even more broken is to come in our households and break our households up. That's another thing. That is for another video as well. So we most definitely need to come together, and I'm just here to educate y'all with the facts and the details and the truth. Okay, we just gotta learn to come together. We'll support any other race but our own. White man can open up a new boutique shop. We'll be the first ones in front of the line, and we'll support them motherfuckers, right? We'll support them. Oh, you got that new Nike. Oh, you got that new Dior and all this other shit. Black person can open up a business around the block. We're gonna hate on the motherfucker. Oh, this shit trash. Fucking Tyrone got his own business. He's selling clothes and shit. Yeah, that's ass. Nah. He got fake designer shit. I'm all about Gucci, racist ass Gucci. That's what I'm wearing. That's what. Yeah, we don't support each other. We'll degrade and unsupport each other. That's what we'll do. We'll attack and kill each other, but we won't support each other. We'll support the Europeans. We'll support the Europeans, but we won't support each other. And this is a clownism in America. How black people are the most clowns of all black groups on the planet. Every black group on this planet support each other, but us in America. Africans, the black Australians, the black Asians, what else? The black Jamaicans, the Bahamas, and the Haitians, and all that. The black Brazilians, they all, the black Caribbean, the black Caribbeans, the black Cubans, even our indigenous black people in Mexico and shit. We will not support each other in a fucking America. It's time for us to wake up. We need to learn to come together as people. It's time for us to wake up. Enough is enough. They killing us. They putting every fucking project in the black community. Everything. Mind you, what's the highest? There's at least 2 billion black people on the planet. There's 1 point something billion in Africa, right? Africa black population, right? What's many? And you got, what's the black population for Africa, right? We have about, where you at? So in 2020, 1.3 billion. That's 2020. So 2022 would probably be like 1.6 or some shit, right? 1.4. Yeah, 1.4. So listen. And I'm gonna take probably 100 million off to 200 million because you got the Arabs and Europeans live out there. So you have stuff like that. But this is just the continent. We're not talking about the other islands, on the Caribbean islands and shit. Or we're not talking about Brazil. We're not talking about the other ones with all black or like Australia and shit. We're not all the UK with all other black people are spread everywhere on the planet. We're not talking about those neither. But you put those together with Africa, it's at least around 3 billion black people on the planet. So it's hard to get rid of us. It's very hard. Very hard. Getting rid of black people is like trying to get rid of all insects on the planet. So once again, we need to come together and stop letting these motherfucking cave beasts, the ice people, destroy our communities. Because our communities are so fucking broken in America. It's so broken. We need to come together and wake up. Stop with this fucking cancel culture, LGBTQ, bro. That's not our shit, bro. Just stop. Come together. Please, I want to see a black woman, a black man, a strong household, 3 to 5 fucking kids. Beautiful family. Heal yourself. Go to therapy. No trauma. Break that generational curse. We need to come together, people. We really need to come together. But hit that like and subscribe button. I really appreciate the support. If you're interested in more of my videos and if you want me to do a topic on a certain subject, comment in the video or whatever, and I'll do that subject. Somebody commented in my other video about the Amazons, the African culture. To that person that watched that video, yes, Amazons didn't start with Africa, but we do have an Amazon culture. We're all woman warriors, and if you want to watch something like this on live screen, just type in the Kingswoman. It's called the Kingswoman. That's what it's based off from. The Kingswoman is based off. Hold on. Sorry, the Woman's King. Woman's King. Sorry, y'all. Woman's King. So the video I posted, the video I just posted just now is based off from this. So just watch it, And I guess they had like slaves and shit. They conquered their own kind, some shit like that. But this was around 1600. This is when around the 1500. This is when Europeans was conquering us and shit and colonizing us and shit in Africa. So it's like It's no excuse, but I'm just saying, like, if you read their history and you know more, you'll understand the position with the slave trade and shit. By the way, the slave trade didn't start. Black people didn't start the trade slave. That's another lie. White people tell us that we didn't. No, we didn't. Arabs started the slave trade. We did not start the slave trade. Like, they tell us that Columbus was the first one to sail to America. That's a lie too. It was King Musa the first. Let me just This is the last thing I'm gonna Google. Then I'm in the video. King Musa the first, right? King Musa sail to. He sailed about 300 to 400 years before Columbus, right? Aku to the king of ancient Greenland go to America. They didn't want America, bro. They went to America before Columbus. 200 years. See, look right here. 200 years before Columbus. It's longer than that. It's 200 years. Like around 400 years. This dude came to America. And the Egyptians came to America too about 1,000 or 2,000 years ago. So it's like, yeah. And Columbus was seeing Negroes. He saw Negroes. He was seeing them. He didn't see, like I said, and I made that in my other video. But Columbus, he came to the Caribbeans first. He went to the Caribbeans. He went to, cause that's when like Africa. That's when like, cause Africa and Europe is right next to each other. With Rome, they're right next to each other. So he went to the Caribbean, like Jamaica's, like the island of Jamaica's and shit. He went there and he seen dark skinned people. He went to America and dark skinned people was in America. We was already in America. Native Americans was not in America. Native Americans are descendants of black people. Native Americans have the most complex genetics DNA of any race on the planet because they are mixed with every fucking race in them. They have damn near every culture and race inside their genes. Because they've been raped so many times by different cultures and races, dog. When you come to America and you conquer a land and a nation that's black people, and you rape and kill and conquer them, and you ship them from America to upper part of the Western world or the other side of the Western world, when you go to when you shipping them to like from America to Africa, because I'm hearing that they were shipping Africans that was already in America to Africa, to China and Japan, and because slave trade is not just America and Africa. Damn near every nation was a part of the slave trade, even Japanese people. So you gotta understand that it's bigger than you think. Do your research. And only 12 million slaves was the estimate of slaves was 12 million, right? It was 12 million, and they shipped 12 million to the Caribbeans, and 10 million came to America, and only 300,000 survived. Look. Alright, I swear that's the last one. How many slaves survived in the slave boats? Let's see. Let's see. 12 million, only 10 million. This mark the 12 million. This mark 14% did not survive the journey. Known as a 1700s high in Brazil. Brazil was shortest major route. Right? You got excuse me, you got that right there. Hold on real quick, let me see. Get the right numbers real quick. No, it's the right ones. I wanna get the right numbers. Not them playful ones, because they like to be tricky with these words. I want to get the let me see, to Atlantic trade. Where's that one video at? I mean, that one thing at? Because they, whoever drew this is a dickhead. These motherfuckers was not this comfortable. This is all cap. It's all cap. I know somewhere, if you know, I know somewhere, I saw it online and I read about it. And I know Joe Rogan did a video about it too. I know that for a fact. He did a video, he pulled it up. 12 million, then 10 million to the Atlantic, to like America or whatever. then it was only 388,000 survive out of 10 million, right? Oh well, 12 million. So that means that 388,000 Africans that was born from Africa came to America, and mind you, on top of that, fucking black people was being killed in mass genocide in America, even though we were already in America than before anybody. Cause how you got, cause God, I'm gonna make a video about this, man. I'm not gonna waste any more time. I'm gonna make a video about this, another video. Hold on. Yeah, like and subscribe to my video, y'all. Appreciate the support. Tune in.